Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there. Tori,
What's up, people? Lasgidi Effect is back, and this is surprisingly episode 21.
That's good.
Wow, it's 21 episodes of Lasgidi Effect.
We're
Welcome.
moving. We're moving.
Yeah,
We
big ups
just we
to
just want people to subscribe, like, and share.
right, big ups to everyone that has been moving with us so far.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting ride, and yeah, like Mossy Boy just said, keep liking, subscribing, sharing the content. Last Giddy Effect, just a bunch of Niger boys. We get together, talk about football, talk about Arsenal, and just spread good vibes. Anyways, as usual, I'm your host, Bemiga, and I have Mossy Boy in the building as well. Mossy Boy, what's up?
Nothing much.
Mossy Boy.
what do you want me to say?
I can't wait to get into the show proper and just
Yeah,
watch Mossy
yeah.
Boy go off on everything, but as it was an interesting weekend of football. On Monday actually is when Arsenal played. And last week we talked about this and previewed the game,
Yeah.
the sort of an homecoming for Patrick Vieira, and he came on. The fans did really well. It was a great welcome back for him. He tried to be professional, not show too much excitement, but you could even see him after the match when he did the press conference and he said that he'll always be an Arsenal fan. But a bit about the performance, right? So 2-2 against Crystal Palace at the Emirates. Mossy boy, how do you feel about that?
First of all, I would say I don't feel anything about the game because I know right now. Now I know. I just know now that anything, even Norwich that are at the bottom of the table, Arsenal cannot beat anybody. As long as this manager is in charge, I don't believe Arsenal can beat anybody. Who do we play on a Monday? Crystal
Crystal
Palace, right?
Palace, yeah.
Crystal Palace. Benteke has played 7 games before he came to play us. He never scored a single goal, and he came to play Arsenal and he scored. You understand what I mean? Because when we score first goal, instead of Atata to go out and say, okay, I want you to go out there and just finish the game off. Get the second goal. If there's a chance, get the third goal, game over. It, what this guy said that baffled me in the press conference is he said he told the boys that we got something out there to go and protect. We are playing one nil football is very dangerous. It's a thing that is very difficult to protect. There can be a mistake. There can be the keeper can fumble and it be 1-1, and that is what happened. You telling your boys to go out there to go and protect the 1-0. Which manager does that? Okay, maybe probably you ask them to go out there. They give it go. They cannot get the second goal, right? He now gets to 70th, 75th, or 80th minute, maybe 10 minutes to go. Then you can tell them that, okay, protect that 1-0. Make sure you see the game out, that 1-0. I can understand that. At halftime, you telling them to go out to go and protect that 1-0. Which experienced manager, tell me.
No, but Mikel Arteta is not a very experienced manager.
Look, okay, let's say Saka get injured, right? And you want to go bring someone else in. You now bring Saka out, you bring in Lokonga in. An attacker get injured, you bring in a defensive midfielder
Midfielder.
in.
Um, okay, so a bit
It
about
doesn't
that,
make
right?
sense.
A bit about that. I think that, like you said, it wasn't right for us to I don't even want to believe that what happened was that we scored one goal and started to protect that goal, because we scored in like the
No,
18th minute
listen, go and
or
watch the
even
press
less.
conference. That is exactly what Atata said. We
Oh, okay,
got
that's
something
interesting, right?
to protect.
Because I think that what I saw and what we've all come to know has become a similar pattern with us now is we sort of have like a burst of energy in the first 10 to 15 minutes of most games. And then
Yeah,
right after that, we for some reason something happens and we just stop playing. We can't make quality passes anymore. We
yeah,
can't create chances anymore. Once that
S-
15-minute spell is over,
yeah.
everything sort of stops,
Stop.
right? And it
Yeah,
happened against Palace.
against Palace. So what? This is one thing I want to say. I want to go back. Maybe probably the show that we did. Maybe probably episode 18 or 19, when there is a guy that came on to tell me that Arsenal is better than Tottenham. Can you tell me who is better now between the two teams? What is the point of us beating Tottenham? Where is Tottenham that we beat? Three, is it 3-1? Where are they in the table? And where are we in the table? How are we better than them?
I mean,
So I
Tottenham,
bet
they're,
you
they're
that person
fifth.
cannot come out now and
They're
tell me that we are better than Tottenham.
they're fifth, right? And they've lost three of their last five games, but
They
we're
lost three of
12th,
their last five. They
and we
lost three of their
haven't
last
we, we
five games.
haven't lost in the
We
last
how
five
many games
games.
have we won? How many of our last 5 games have we won?
We've won
One.
three, actually. Three of
Eh?
our last we won three of our last five games, but
We
we've
won three
drawn
of our last 5 games.
two.
They lost three of their last 5 games.
Yeah,
Where
but
are they
they're
in the
they're
table?
fifth. They're
They're
fifth, and we're
fifth.
12th.
So everybody was hyping because we beat Tottenham. They're just like going all over. Please, come on,
They're
man.
not
Come
that
on.
good though. They lost in the
Listen,
conference league today.
let me tell you one thing.
They
Yeah. Let
lost
me
in the
tell you one
conference
thing.
league today, Mossy boy. How can they lose in the
Oh my
conference league?
days! Who care about forget about who care about even though if Arsenal is in that conference league, I want them to lose to get out of that conference league. Who cares? If it is Europa League, okay, I can understand. To me now, I don't see where Arsenal winning is coming from. So let me tell you, the- Arsenal are not better than any. Look, we beat Tottenham and they're still above us. We beat, who do we beat again?
We beat Norwich and we beat Burnley.
We beat Norwich and we beat Burnley. So
Yeah, those are behind us, anyways. But it doesn't really matter because those are not the standards that we're comparing ourselves with. Um. So yeah, I mean, you
yeah.
hit the nail on the head. It was a strange decision to sit on 1-0, and you could see that. In fact, if we'll be honest with ourselves, we got out of that first half. We're lucky to get out and still have the score being 1-0 because we're outplayed towards the end of the half. We're just like
Listen,
completely played out
no,
of the
no, no,
match.
no, 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 no. You miss it. The only time we outplayed Crystal Palace in that game is before we score our goal. Immediately we score our
Yeah,
goals,
they outplayed
Crystal
us.
Palace
That's what
took
I mean
over.
exactly. They took
From
over.
that minute, they took over and they
And we were
outplayed us.
lucky to not concede a goal in that first half, right? Because they played so well, and they took over the half.
That shows that if you look at the two manager on the line, that shows that they are both midfielders, right? That shows that one midfielder is tougher than the other, right? So-
I mean, we can do a bit of a comparison, right? But before
no,
that, I
no, no, no,
also
no,
want
no. Hey, baby guy. I
to
won't do that with you. Don't ever compare Mikel
compare
Arteta to
that to
Patrick
Vieira.
Vieira. No way,
No,
in
because you
any
can
way,
see
shape,
that
or
in
form.
Vieira has been in Crystal Palace for 2 months, and even though they haven't won a
This is
lot,
exactly
right?
what I'm going to say. I
They
said
haven't
so.
won a lot. They're 14th in the
Yeah.
league. I
Let me
think they've
let me
only won.
let me.
Okay, please go
He's
ahead.
been in there for 2 months, and you can see what this guy is trying to implement in that team, right? Atata has been in Arsenal for 2 years, and we got no playing pattern. I was saying something on the group chat, right? I'm gonna say it. I was saying something on the group chat, and Tade is telling me that it's very disrespectful to say that someone is not very good at his job. Tell me in this world, I'm not going to say in this, tell me in this time of an age, which company that is going to give you 2 years for probation? The maximum probation they're going to give you is 6 months. to bring something. Okay, maybe probably 6 months, get to know their system and just, hit the ground running. Atata has been in Arsenal for 2 years. He still doesn't know his first 11, right? And you telling me this guy is good for us. I said, and I'm going to say it live again. Atata is not good for Arsenal, and it will never be good for Arsenal
I
Football
think that's where
Club.
Tade always sort of disagrees with you, is in the
It
never,
will no, no,
because
no. I
Tade
don't
believes
care.
that it can
Listen,
get
listen.
better.
Atata will never be good for Arsenal Football Club. Any other Arsenal fan that is still saying right now is the man. That Arsenal fan is deluded. That is not a real fan. Those are the fan that doesn't want this club to move forward. Atata is not the man that is going to bring this club forward to where we want to be. Let me tell you one thing. The team that we played on that Monday night, every single player on that pitch, Atata player. The only one player that doesn't sign under Atata this season is Pepe. Bukayo Saka renew his contract. Emil Smith Rowe renew his contract. Tell me which other player there that is not Atata's that hasn't signed under Atata. And you telling me Odegaard is absolutely shite. I'm telling you, Odegaard is absolutely biscuit. Why do you think that he's not playing for Real Madrid? And you telling me that this guy is good enough? Edu said we want all these players to play together. And again, Partey needs to realize that it's not in Spain anymore. He's in the Premier League. They won't give you that much time on the ball. They
which
need
is
to
one of the
all
which
these
is how
players
we
needs to
considered the
realize they
first
play
goal
in
as
the
well.
Premier
Yeah.
League. Edu said, "Oh, we want all these players to play together." They're playing together now. No, how many injury that we've got? What are they produce? Nothing.
This is
The
really
day
funny to
I'm
me.
telling you, the day the club is going to realize that Edu and Atata they're just there to eat the club money, then maybe probably their face is good. I cannot believe there are still some Arsenal fans still thinking Atata is still the man for the job. I'm
I think
telling you.
the only logic left at the moment is that the squad is still, there's still a bunch of players that are just getting used to each other, and so it might take a little while.
Listen, let me
But
tell you
that's
one
the
thing. Let me say this. Before Arsenal signed Ben White, I said it. Go and look at it. Tade knows how to pull up videos. Let him go and pull it up. I said it. I said this guy is not better than what we've got. This guy cannot head the ball. I've never seen him once head the ball out from the defense. Tell me, and we
what's the
pay
boy?
50
Come
million
on.
for him. They said, "Oh, he's a good ball carrier from the back." We've seen what's it called? What's the name of our defender that
David
left with the?
Luiz. Luiz.
We've seen David Luiz carry the ball out from the back. We've seen David Luiz making a long diagonal pass from to both sides of the left and right. We've seen him do that so many times. I haven't seen Ben White. Maybe probably if he's going to do it, maybe probably one of them went through. And they said he's a good ball carrier. That on Monday night, man, Benteke was just terrorizing him and Gabriel. What is that all about? Tell me, 50 million defender. It does. Look at Liverpool. They pay 70 million for Van Dijk, and he worth it. He was giving them that 70 million back. We pay 50 million for English international, and he cannot
And
defend.
he's
He
not
cannot
doing the
head the
job.
ball. Tell me, tell Arsenal. I play centre back. Tell Arsenal to just give me maybe probably £250 a game. I will seriously. I will use all my body to head the ball, and we head the ball into anywhere.
Oh
And
God.
you know,
Anyways, what's the boy? You're upset, right? Um, I think that it is clear. It is clear that something isn't working and something needs to change. Literally, that's why I titled the show today.
All,
What
all of
needs
them, all of them,
what needs to
Atata,
change?
Edu, Vinay, all
What
of them
needs to
just need to
change?
get out the club.
Osman Ali is here in the comment section. Big ups to you, Osman Ali. He says 10 days left for Halloween. Will stay crunk, we stayed crunky reappear, or stay in hiding like the Arsenal
Like the
players
Arsenal.
the other day. Actually, you know who he's talking about right now. He's talking about Tade. I just read it now. It's STAD. Oh God. I'm sure Tade misses Osman Ali. He says we won't beat Villa. But before we even get to the Villa game, so I mean, Mercy Boy, you've made
Yeah.
your opinion clear that Ateta is not the man for the job at Arsenal,
I,
right?
I will keep saying it. It will never be good for Arsenal. Never.
Well, I mean, never is debatable because we don't know how good
Listen,
Ateta will
in
become.
my own opinion, Atata will never ever be good for my club. Never. As long as he stay there, maybe probably all those Arsenal fans that he think is the man, maybe probably when we are battling to stay in the Premier League, then they will realize that, oh, this manager is not doing it.
Okay, okay,
Why are we going to be playing a Premier League game with Crystal Palace, and we're gonna be, I mean, this is sums it up, right? When we scored the second goal, right? I was like seeing Atata celebrating because
I mean, but I think
we
they
scored an
celebrated
equalizer.
in that moment because like
No, no,
it
no, no,
seemed like
no.
we had
We don't
lost the game,
listen.
and then
Come
being
on,
able to
that
pull back that 1 point. It's just in the heat of the moment, like that happened. Everybody will celebrate. Most people, you didn't celebrate that goal.
I don't celebrate it. I don't celebrate because I expect more for my club. That is not where my club should be. So I don't celebrate. I don't. I'm not accepting draws because
Okay,
they're saying that we are unbeaten in how many games? Is it 5 games?
5 games here, 5 games
We
in
are
the league.
unbeaten in 5 games. If we are unbeaten in 5 games, where should we be in the table? We should be we should be climbing.
Yeah,
We're
but I
still
mean, because
12.
truth is, at the end of the day, we've played 8 games and we've only won 3. So
Di-
it's not like the stats are that amazing if we're being honest with each other.
Listen,
So
let me ask you a question quickly. You you they set up an exam for you. They give you 23 questions. They said, okay, out of that 23 questions, how many do you have to do to make sure you pass? At least you want to get 18 or 20 to make sure you pass that. Ateta has played 23 home games and he only won 8 of them. That one alone is sackable offense. The winning percentage of Mikel Arteta at the Emirates is not even up to 40%. It's in 30s. That one alone is a sackable offense. What is going on?
Osman Ali is going to kill me today, man. Look at Osman Ali saying, he says, I sometimes wonder if someone put voodoo on the club, resulting in all this misfortune. Oh, God. Please, guys. I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like, I mean, I've heard a few people say that we might be paying for some of the crimes because a lot of people don't like us now because of some of the things that Wenger has said about the Premier League and about referees. But anyways, that
Listen,
aside, I think
people should just leave the referee alone.
no,
This is
but
the
even the referee, Mike Dean, right, is not going
yeah,
to officiate this week because
yeah.
of that decision he made uh when MacArthur kicked Saka on Monday.
Yeah. I understand that. I completely understand that. But even that, even though we're playing, he get injured, they substitute. It's not like someone.
No,
I
but
know
if
that
the
if you
guy had
give him
gotten
a
a red in
if
that
you
game, it
give him a
changes
red
things.
card,
Yeah.
then the game will completely change. You understand what I mean? And
Actually, you
it
can't say
doesn't.
that. Let me tell you the truth. I've seen Arsenal play when the opponent has a red card. We don't play better. I'm not
That's
even
the thing.
lying with you. We don't to you.
That
We
is
don't
the
play
thing.
better, right? So it may not have mattered
And I was watching some interviews. Someone just said we miss Xhaka. Even if Xhaka is there, what is he gonna do?
I think the
He's
argument
not
for
gonna do
Xhaka is
anything.
that no, I think the argument for Xhaka is pretty obvious, right? So I was going to touch on this when you complained about the fact that he took off Saka for Lokonga. One of the things that was obvious in that first half was that having Thomas Partey sort of being the only midfield man wasn't working. Odegaard, who could have supported him, was he had a terrible performance, right? He wasn't doing
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
So what was obvious is that we can't keep Partey alone in the midfield, and I think that was why he brought in Lokonga instead of bringing on another attacker,
you
right?
do you know
Why
do you,
why people no, let me finish, right? Why people
yeah.
speak about Granit Xhaka, in my opinion, is that
Mm,
there is sort of a role that we've created
yeah,
because we let Tierney go up, Tierney attack so high up in the pitch
yeah,
over the last 2 or 3 years that we've been doing that, right? Granit Xhaka has sort of developed the ability to fill in for Tierney while still maintaining some sort of positional discipline in the middle of the park. I don't
yeah.
know how he does it, but he has been able to do it, and that keeps the team balanced. When he's not there, that balance is completely off. Not like Granit Xhaka would have made not like we would have won if Xhaka had played, but I don't think the midfield display would have been as bad as it was
Yeah.
in his absence. And I think that's the argument.
But to me,
But you
I
don't
don't,
you don't believe in Xhaka.
I don't believe
Osman
that.
Ali says
Even
he sasays he thinks we should go back to 3-4-3. We should just play conservatively. We're not good enough. But we already play so conservatively. Ateta is defensive minded.
he's just negative. He's a negative manager. He does it. He's not brave enough to just let the team go out and just go and express themselves. We need to go back the way exactly Arsene Wenger always. Arsene Wenger is not afraid to concede, but he believe I'm going to go out there. My team is going to outscore you. You understand what I mean? Just go out there, express yourself, and just play football. Not like you go all this positional. If the Ben White is holding on to the ball, you Lokonga, you have to be here. You Party, you have all this positional football. Me, I'm not seeing to that, man. It's not working. This player has not been given freedom to go and express themselves. This is how you're going to see it. Aubameyang went on international, he scored. Partey went on international, he scored. Um, Saka went on international. He was one of the best England player. Odegaard went on international. He was one of the best Norway player. Then all of them just come back under this manager. They just feel so rigid. Like, okay, the manager asked me to stay here. This is the only place I have to be operating. The number of time Odegaard pass the ball backward is unreal.
It's unreadable. Anyways, most boy, let's move on. I think the point has been made on that Crystal Palace game and all of the things that happened. It was quite sad that we didn't win that game because I genuinely thought we were gonna win. I mean, because we were playing at home
Are
and it
you
was
joking
Crystal
me?
Palace, but
What
I've
did
been
I say
proven
to
wrong
you?
again.
Yeah.
I've been proven once again. Mercy Boy has been correct in saying that Arsenal aren't playing well. So I'm gonna ask you. You said Ateta, Edu, the owners, right? In your opinion, those are the things that need to change at Arsenal
No,
now,
no, no.
right?
Listen. Let me tell you one thing. I've already said this before. To change. Do you know how long Newcastle? These people that just took over Newcastle now. Do you know how long they've been trying to kind of take over Newcastle? Right? It's been a very long time. Leave the owner of Arsenal Football Club alone. When the process of taking Arsenal over will take place, right? Thierry Henry has said we're here to stay. Maybe probably they have something on the back they're discussing. We don't know. They're not telling us, right? Leave that one alone. However, the people from Vinay, Edu, Atata, let those three people go and bring people in that actually love the club. Edu doesn't love the club, and he was part of Invincible. If he loved this club, and he played as part of Invincible, if he loved this club, he's going to do the right thing. Because to me, he's not doing the right thing. And he just sitting down there, just collect your paycheck every Friday night. The same thing, Vinay. Tell me what. Go and ask Vinay about football. What does he know about football? And he's just sitting down there collecting his paycheck. The same thing, Atata. Well, they're saying that, oh yeah, we don't have the right player to do what they're doing what Man City is doing. Okay, bring Pep to Arsenal and go and take Atata
I
to.
don't think Pep will come to us now.
No. I'm just saying, let Atata go and manage Man City. I'm telling you, it's not going to last 6 months. They will sack him.
Okay,
Just to
valid. I think the point is made. There's the argument has always been, for example, I know like we had this conversation with Tade over the weekend as well, and he strongly believes that things like desire, like hunger, just that ability to show your talent on the pitch is left in the hands of the players. Um, but I think that, like you said, I obviously agree with you. I don't think that Ateta is demand for the job at the moment. I think that we can find a better manager. But anyways, let's move on. This Friday, just tomorrow here,
tomorrow.
we have our next game. We kick off game week 9 of the Premier League. Is Arsenal versus Aston Villa at the Emirates. This fixture is a very emotional one
This
for
is
me.
this is what Oli Watson is doing tonight.
this
He's
fixture
rubbing his hands. It,
this fixture is
you
very emotional for me, I wouldn't lie,
how?
because we if we Aston Villa have completely tortured us in the last 3 meetings
Yeah,
we
well,
have.
this manager he played. Atata played the Aston Villa 3 times, yeah, and he has never won any of it. He lost
Yeah,
all the 3 of them.
exactly. I remember the very first time. I will never forget that game when they beat us 1-1, 1-0 rather. And that was how they even stayed up in the league that season, right? And then they came the next season and then they beat us home and away.
Which has
They
it has never happened in Arsenal history before. And this guy break another record. Oh, okay. Oh, I know what Atata is good at.
breaking records.
Breaking record that has been in Arsenal books for years. That is what he's good at doing.
Breaking records.
Man,
So yeah, I mean that was painful. We haven't in the last 3 meetings that we've had with Aston Villa, we've lost. Which is sad, right? Because prior to then, they had not beaten us in seven meetings, right?
and the
We always beat them.
goalkeeper we sold to
Uh,
them
that's
become,
another thing. Emi
you know,
Martinez is just he's doing like this. He's
he'll be
waiting.
rubbing his hands, man.
He's waiting to be able to stick it up to Arsenal again and say, guess what, you sold me and look at what you become. But yeah, it's going to be a very tough match.
Yeah, these days, if Arsenal win these days, I get surprised. And before, if Arsenal win, it won't,
It was
I get
normal. Now you're
surprised.
like, because and somebody said this thing. Now when you look at Arsenal, and there's almost no, in fact, to be honest, there's no single opponent in the Premier League that any Arsenal fan is confident of beating, whether home or away,
Of course.
right? Especially after you've watched us against Norwich and Burnley and how badly we played, you don't actually believe that there's any of those opponents that we can actually beat. It's peak right now. Like, it's really sad. But we're playing Villa. My problem with Villa as well is that they're very physical and they're going to try to bully us off the ball. And because they've done it successfully for the last 3 games, they will definitely attempt it again.
The only team that we beat convincingly this season is Tottenham. And
Yeah.
it's because they give it to
And
us.
they let us, right? They
They
came
let
out
us,
with
yeah.
So yeah, that's the situation we're in. I'm gonna ask, in your opinion, what do you think the result of that game will look like?
Definitely we're losing it. No, we're not gonna go. We're not gonna go and beat that Aston Villa. Come on, man. I'm telling you, if we win, I'll be very very surprised. If we win that game, I will be so
But Villa
surprised.
aren't doing well in the league this season. I don't know if you're aware.
Listen, listen. Villa, who beat them? Who came back to beat them 3-2? Wolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're losing. They're winning 2-0, and Wolves came back to beat them
Beat them
3-2.
3-2, yeah.
3-2, right? That
Mm-hmm.
is Wolves.
Tottenham also
If
beat them.
Tottenham also beat them, okay, let's say at least we beat Tottenham once this season. Those are the teams that are on the same level. So do you think Arsenal is not at their level, because those players, those teams, they're actually their manager give them freedom to go and play. Do you think if we play the way we played against Crystal Palace, we're gonna go and beat Villa? No, there's no way we could do that. Could happen. That ain't happen. It's not happening. I beg, man. This the
Uh,
as lo- look, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is how you're going to know that this Mikel Arteta is not the man for the job. Look at when Currentini came on. He's on fire. Look at him now. He's degraded. Look at Saka when he break into the squad. He's on fire. Look at him now. He's degraded. Right? Look at Aubameyang. This is the guy that is scoring over 20 goals in a season. Look at him now. He's finding it difficult to find the back of the net. Lacazette, at least, he will give you at least 15 to 16 goals a season. Look at him. He only just scored his first goal
yeah, I mean, he
on
hasn't
Monday
even
night.
been playing, to be
He
honest.
hasn't
He
not
hasn't
even
been playing.
been playing. Look at Martinelli when he break into the team as well. This guy was the second highest goal scorer for Arsenal when behind Aubameyang. Then look at him. He finding it difficult to
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 get a goal.
to get into the team. To me, we are just wasting money on the position that we don't need. Saliba that went on loan should be in the position where Ben White is now. We shouldn't have spent that 50 million on Ben White because he doesn't bring anything to the table for us. Because even when they're saying that Ben White is how old is he? 25. He's young. He can improve. It's not going to improve than what it is. He's an Englishman. Englishman. He has reached his peak, and I'm saying it. He has reached his peak. He can never get better than what it is. And this is what I said about Rob Holding before. Does he get better? No. That is where that is his peak, and that is where he's gonna stay. Saliba is 19 or 20. This is the player that can improve. This is it, a player. Go and look at them in Marseille. Him and Guendouzi, they are tearing it up, and we send them out on loan. That they're not ready enough to play for Arsenal. If they're
Yeah.
playing for Marseille, how come they're not ready to? They cannot be doing bad. They cannot be doing bad than what this player that we have now doing. That is how
Sentiment
bad.
is here, and I like
Yeah.
sentiment always comes with a bang. It says basic Ben White out. I mean, at the
Eh?
moment, where it said basic Ben White out,
Well,
I think at the moment we're stuck with Ben White, to be honest. Except one, the only player we can bring on instead of Ben White at the moment is Rob Holding.
let me tell you one
Um,
thing.
and I
A
don't
lot of a
think
lot
that
of
that's
people
gonna happen.
a lot of people will think that I'm crazy, and I'm not crazy. If Saliba comes back to the club, you will see that this is the guy that is not going to give the Ben White to be playing because but that guy is not good enough for us. The Saliba is quicker. Saliba can head the ball. Saliba can pass the ball better. So if he comes back to the club, he's the one that is going to be keeping a 50 million defender on the bench. Me personally, I will go back to Rob Holding because Rob Holding can head the ball. He
He
can
can
he
head the
can
ball. He
make a
can
lot of
definitely head the
tackle.
ball. Yeah.
So what is it? I will go back to him.
Oh well, interesting times. Sentiment is big up Gumiga and Mercy Boy. Big up to you, sentiment. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the show. Let's move on from Arsenal, right? Mercy Boy thinks we're going to lose. Sentiment, let me know what you think. Arsenal against Villa coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Let me know what you think. Mercy Boy thinks we're going to lose. I'm optimistic. I think that we're going to get a reaction from the boys. The reason why I say this, to be honest, is that,
Yeah.
and I know when people make this analysis, they say that the players on the pitch, they don't look like they are not playing for the manager, right? Because I say they're not playing for the manager. I think those players are playing for the fans, right? At the end
Yeah,
of the day, when
they're
you
playing for the
the
fans. They
amount of
want the fans
effort
to
they
feel
put
good, do they?
in, I know that those players want the fans to feel good, right? When I look at someone like Aubameyang, he told us when he signed his new contract that he wants to be an Arsenal legend, and people can write that off as PR or whatever. But that guy knows he's here, and he knows that the fans love him. And I know that when he plays on that pitch, he does it for the fans. Same as Lacazette, same as Pepe, Bukayo Saka. They know, and I feel like just because those people they're gonna be in front of the fans, they're gonna be at home. I think that they'll play with a bit of pride and that's what gives me optimism for this thing. And I think that we might be able to edge it against Villa, but we need to be stronger, right? I don't want to see Odegaard. I can't even
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, well, let me say this, Bimga, please. The players wants to be playing for the club, right? But none of this because the I don't know what Atata has put in those players. I don't know what sort of fear, what sort of um, what sort of things that he has put in them. Nobody, even Aubameyang, that is his captain, he doesn't question his tactics on the pitch. If like that game on Monday, after we scored the game, after we scored the goal and they all went back into their shell, at least one person should kind of see that we are the one winning. How come Crystal Palace just took over like that and they just all over us? Someone should kind of say, "Hey, Gaffer, something is not working here. Do something." Or something, or the captain on the pitch and say, "Okay, this is not working, then let's kind of do something to let's kind of do something to kind of rectify the problem." But they just left it, and what's it called, Crystal Palace just play us out the
Out
park
of the bag,
for the
bro.
whole
Yeah.
game.
Valid. I mean, you make very many valid points, and we'll see what the rest of the season looks like. Sentiment here is saying Saliba will not stay if Ateta does. It says draw or loss for Arsenal, no wins for the fraud. It says, Mercy Boy, remember if you question Ateta Mugabe, you get to Saliba and Guendouzi treatment. Which is what I was going to say, in that I don't think Ateta is the kind of manager that is like diplomatic or democratic in that sense. He feels like the kind of guy who says what he wants and you kind of have to stick with it. And if you don't stick with the program, you get the Saliba or the Guendouzi treatment in that you get ostracized. And I think these
Yeah,
players
but
know.
for me, that is not a manager for me.
Well, I mean, it's like you said so many times, you don't hide your reservations about the manager, so that's fine.
I don't. The,
Um,
the, the, the manager just
I'm
need
moving on
to.
from Arsenal now because this Arsenal matter.
Yeah,
They give person depression. I think probably the most interesting game this weekend is Man United versus Liverpool.
yeah.
Um, Last week we highlighted Brentford and Chelsea, and oh my God, Chelsea were lucky to get out of that game with that 1-0 win.
That is a good one that you brought up, Bemiga. Right. Let me tell you one thing. A lot of people are saying that, oh, Chelsea needs to go and they need to go and thank their goalkeeper Mendy. That's what good team does. Good team, they're not playing well. They're peppering your goal. The goalkeeper is doing his job. He's there to save the goal going into the net. That's his job. Chelsea is not. They're not playing well, but they win. They won the game. If you go back to the invincible year, most games that Arsenal won that year are like 1-0, right? So if they're saying that, oh, Mendy is man of the match, is this, is that, that is his job. He has to stop the ball going into the goal.
Yeah,
So don't tell me.
well, I mean,
It,
but at the end of the day, we kind of have to recognize him because he made so many saves that kept Chelsea in the game. At the end of the day, he was doing
yeah,
his job, but he did a
it-
good job on the day.
that's right.
Um,
Some people are saying that, oh, they're so surprised that it's not mentioned in Ballon d'Or. No, it can't be. It's not yet. Let him have like a proper, at least 2 3 full season, and he's at that level that he is now. Then you can say, okay, yeah, nominate him for
we
for
can
a
give him
Ballon
a
d'Or.
shout out for the Ballon d'Or.
No, not like when he's only just get to Chelsea. Come
Yeah.
on,
So I
man.
mean, so yeah, that was an interesting game. Brentford definitely are no pushovers. If you don't bring your A game, they're going to bring the game to you, and you might lose. Sentiments versus Vieira is better than Arsenal in one preseason. He has established a style of play that was pretty evident in the way they played us. Keep
And
Ateta from now to January. We will still be where we are. I don't doubt that. Soft Sports TV, big ups to you. Thank you for joining the show. He says Chelsea okay, he's really saying Chelsea has a ruthless mentality if it comes from the owner, unlike us now. I mean, that is true.
Yeah,
And I was saying this to somebody yesterday, is in that
yeah,
because a lot of people, I think that Arsene Wenger, Arsene Wenger, it did something to us. He stayed for 22 years, and we sort of all developed this idea that we can't be a club that chops and changes managers. We have to be classy and keep our managers for a long time, right?
yeah. But if
Um, but
at
I
least,
think
let
that
me come in there, please.
okay,
At least at that, Arsene Wenger, we know his style of play. It doesn't took 2 years before we know the style of play that Arsene Wenger wants to play.
wants to play.
I was, let me say, maybe probably I was not, I didn't, I only started because when I started to get to know Arsenal properly, when I saw the Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger, I said Arsenal. So I'm thinking maybe
You thought they
probably
were related,
they were
right?
related somehow. That is, I was like kind of, oh, but within within a year that Arsene Wenger is there, you can see that he has actually put the stamp of the playing style
On the
into
entire club, not
and the
just
entire, not
the
just
first team.
Arsenal alone. You
The
understand what I
philosophy of
mean?
the club was clear.
It's clear. So this manager has been there for 2 years, and nobody, no, if any fan comes out here and tell me that we have a style of play, I would
You'll
sit.
be
I would
upset.
like to sit that Arsenal fan down and tell me, okay, which game, even though against Tottenham, tell me what style of play are we playing?
We
Because Tottenham actually give us that game.
Valid, valid. And the point I was going to make is that even if we say we don't want to be a club that changes their manager often, we have to stick with the right manager, right? And I think you can change your manager as many times as it takes you to find
Yeah,
that right
but
man and stick with
yeah,
him, which is what I mean. As a Wenger, even though he didn't achieve as much success in his last maybe 9, 10 years or whatever, but in the first decade or so, he achieved so much that he earned himself the right to stay as long as he stayed because of all the things that he had achieved.
yeah,
So, in my opinion, unlike Ateta, who I just won us the FA Cup, I don't know why we feel the need to stick with him because of the FA Cup.
because
But
but the thing
it's a
is,
mentality thing, like
if we're a
SubSport said.
club that we don't like to chop and change manager, why can't we stick to Unai Emery? We
Because
can
Unai
stick to
Emery was
him
not this bad at the end of the day.
because Unai Emery hasn't got, because winning rate of Unai Emery at home is now better than the winning rate of Mikel Arteta now.
Yeah, valid. Anyways,
Unai Emery,
we're moving away from Arsenal. We're moving away from
yeah,
Arsenal.
all right, that's
Right.
good.
Sentiment saying, if in my opinion, if your goalkeeper or defenders are your best players repeatedly, you should be worrying. It should be worrying signs of unsustainable football. And a lot of people are saying that about Chelsea now. In that, like, yeah, they won the Champions League and everything, but their football seems to be unconvincing. And I will not be surprised if in the coming months, uh, Thomas Tuchel's job starts to be shaky if they don't step up significantly, especially in the league. I will not be surprised because Chelsea, Soft Spot said, they have a ruthless mentality. They're not joking.
Of
Sentiment
course.
says never back the players or manager over the actual club. Toxic mentality. Well, moving on from us now, guys. Soft Spot says caution football is Mikel Arteta's play and he does it because the owners have given him assurance. It's also one of the things that I said earlier in the day on Twitter that as Ateta, the way he's on his job, honestly, is because nobody in his office is trying to get him to do better. Nobody is, pushing him. Is in his comfort zone. But anyways, this highlight match of this weekend is Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Yeah,
I think it's an interesting game. One because Liverpool, they're second in the league, they're the only team that have not lost a single game.
it's
Not
Liverpool.
surprisingly, but Chelsea top the league at the moment. They've won the highest number of games. They won six
Yeah,
games. They're 1 point ahead of Liverpool. Liverpool are the only team that have not lost a game. I always hate that.
yeah,
I need teams to lose before anybody starts to now feel like, oh, they want to go this season unbeaten. They want to be
yeah,
invincible. All this kind of nonsense that people start to say. Um, Manchester United, they're sixth in the league. They've been really shaky. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is one of those managers that people are actually actively saying he needs to go as well, because of the quality of the squad and the poor results that they've been getting. They even almost lost yesterday.
Yeah,
They were down 2
yeah,
nil
yeah.
against Atalanta before they woke up in the second half. So in your opinion, Mossy boy, the game against Manchester United and Liverpool happening at Old Trafford, what do you think is gonna happen?
Yeah, but the thing about Manchester United is when it comes to like it's just like Arsenal. When it comes to big game,
They
they
wake up.
just kind of find their way to. But look at last season when they play and Manchester City was on hot cake. When Man United went to go and play them, they beat them. So it's a tricky one, but because they're playing at Old Trafford, I would probably say maybe probably Man United will probably edge it a little bit.
I think their record is even worse at home though. I think they've been better on the road than at home.
Yeah, but they because what the thing is, Man United have got a lot of individual player that can actually win the game for you by themselves. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo yesterday.
That was a
He
a
just
good
come out.
header.
He
It
just
was a good header
head
to score that winning
from
goal.
nowhere. Because if Cristiano Ronaldo was not in that team, nobody is going to head that ball. The ball he just went past everybody
I
to the
mean, it's
back.
one of the strange things. I fear for defenders that have to defend him again in that
I-
position because
In
one of the
that
things
position,
he knows
he
how
just
to do
leap jump
is get
everybody.
above everybody
You
and
know.
direct that ball properly. It's one
So
of his strengths at the moment.
that is the thing. I think, and again, I'm looking at that Manchester United squad. They got Pogba, they got Bruno Fernandes, they got Cristiano Ronaldo, they got who do they have?
Rashford,
They got
Greenwood,
Rashford.
they're fit at the moment. They
They
have
got so
Cavani if
many
somebody needs to
stars
come in.
in that. Yeah, they got so many stars that don't want to do the dirty work, right? So this is where their manager needs to find someone in the midfield that is going to be
Who will
playing
grind
playing next to
to
whoever he wants to
Pogba?
play there, that is going to be doing the dirty job. You remember when they have Jason Park?
Yeah, I remember
That
JS
guy,
Park.
Jason Park, that guy worked tirelessly. He's the one that is doing the dirty job
Oh
for
man,
them then.
that's Ferguson era. It's Ferguson
Yeah,
era. Yeah, interesting times. That Man U
yeah.
is not the Man U of now,
It's not
please.
they
They're a
need to,
different Man U, completely
that's
different
what they
Man U
need to
now.
go and look for, that someone that is going to be someone like Kante for Chelsea.
That will do
Kante
the
that is going
job.
to be going box to box, that is going to be breaking the play, that that's what Manchester United,
That's what
you
they
can't
need.
just pack so much stars
As
and
in
you
the
expect them.
team.
They won't win game for you because they're not going to be, none of them wants to run back and defend. I was watching one Manchester United game one time. Rooney is a striker, right?
Mhm.
And the team just break. The team they're playing break on the counter attack. If you see Rooney, the way he sprint, this is a striker, He sprint all the way to the back to go and defend, stopping the opponent scoring. You would think that Rooney was a centre back that day, and he won the ball. But this
Yeah.
Manchester United team now, they just too,
They're like I said, they're different Manchester United team. But anyways,
yeah.
moving on from that, I do want Manchester United to win, but that's only because I need that zero losses to be erased, right?
Yeah, that's
But on
right.
the balance of play, I think Liverpool will have a better chance of winning. Salah is in the
Mhm.
form of his life at the moment.
Yeah.
And Manchester United aren't playing that
If,
well. So, but
even though if Man United doesn't beat them, Liverpool will still lose at
we'll
some
see what
point,
happens.
because when Champions League, FA Cup, all of those
Gets
competition
deeper.
kicking
Well, I
properly,
guess we'll see.
they will still
Yeah.
lost to some point. Yeah.
SoftSpot
So
says Liverpool should win should comfortably beat United. Reason is that teams find it easy to create chances against United. Very
mhm,
valid.
yeah.
Sentiment sentiment is still just going off about Ateta and Arsenal. But it says Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Who is your man for the striking position? Lacazette or Oba? Most people, what do you think?
I'll play both of them. I will play Alaka on
I
the
say
left and
this.
play
Everybody seems to have forgotten that you can play Lacazette and Aubameyang together. Nobody wants
together.
to see it
I will play
anymore.
both of them.
But
So it's Laka on the left, and
can have
there's
Oba on the
no
left and Laka down the middle.
Laka in the middle. Yeah,
I
that's right.
still think that is our best attacking chance. Oba, Laka, Pepe. I'm not
And
even
again,
joking.
that is one of the mistake the manager made about about when Saka get injured. You should have brought on
Brother Lacazette.
Laka and push Aubameyang to the
And
left.
he should have honestly he should have taken Saka off and Odegaard, brought on Lacazette and Lokonga if he needed to. That's what he should have done, in my opinion.
Because to me,
But I
well,
keep saying to everybody that cares to hear, and I know that people don't want to hear this because he hasn't worked a lot. Our best attack is Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, and you need to put Smith Rowe behind them in the number 10 position.
yeah,
That for me is the best way we would attack. And you need to let Smith Rowe know that his primary job is to create. So he needs to
it's to
stop being
create.
selfish and taking shots when he can make a good pass. Honestly, with that, I think we'll create a bit more chances, but we would see,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I would definitely have Oban Laka on the pitch. It says just from Ateta's press conference, Laka is allowed to leave another player for free. If we start this one again, we will not finish. I think he's commenting about the sprint you mentioned about Rooney. He says that Rooney sprint was brilliant because of his winning mentality.
Mentality, yeah.
But I mean, we all know who Rooney was, one of the legendary strikers. I generally don't like any Manchester United player from that era because I thought, in my opinion, they were such a dirty team and they cheated a lot of other teams in the league. But I mean, that's debatable.
Yeah, well, they just have to find their way to win anyway. So yeah, that's
Um,
that's
yeah,
that's
it
what
is
they're
what it
like.
is. Anyways,
Yeah.
we go again tomorrow, Mossy boy. Villa coming
We'll
to
be
the
sitting down here
Emirates.
next week Thursday, and we'll be saying that I told you.
I don't want us to lose. It'll be I don't think I can take another loss.
No, yeah, but the thing is, let me tell you one thing. I don't want my team to lose. I want my team to be good, to be winning games. But the manager that we have doesn't give us that chance. The way we play under him, just we don't have that. We don't have any chance of winning. That is just the problem,
Okay,
you know.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks a lot for everybody for joining the show. I think it's a good point to wrap up the show. As
That's right.
usual, big ups to you, sentiments, Randy Viper. Big ups to you, Soft Spot TV as well. It says it won't be easy for Arsenal versus Villa. We already
Of
sort of know
course.
that it'll be a
Yeah.
very difficult game. But at the end of the day, every single Arsenal game now is a difficult game. You know, even when we're playing Norwich and Burnley, when we play Watford, Newcastle, even teams that seem to be poor, every game will be a difficult game for us now. That's just the reality of the club that we're in at the moment. But SoftSpot says, I see a 2-1 win for Arsenal. I believe it. I'm on your side, Jerry. I believe we can win. I don't know what it says. Dean Smith's gonna spank that.
Yeah. Oh my
Sentiment,
dude.
have some faith. I need to get sentiment and Mossy Boy to have some belief in these players getting
No, no,
out
no.
that
Listen,
by a
listen.
championship
I
manager.
believe in my play. Do you see those
No,
players
I
on the
mean,
pitch? You see those players that all the players that we have, they are not bad player. I tell you now, they are not bad player. It's just the manager cannot get the best out of them. It's out of his depth. Trust. He cannot get the best out of those players anymore. So
okay,
you
okay.
man,
But
I just
anyways,
don't know what this manager what he has to do for the club to
let's
get rid
not
of him.
allow Mossy Boy start again. But yeah, big ups to everybody for watching the show. Big ups to you again, Sentiment, Randy Viper, Subspot TV. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Let's get Lasgidi Effect, moving. Let's get more people watching. Big ups to you. Says it's not about tactics. It's not about it's about tactics, not belief, and I completely agree with that. And we'll be back again next week, Thursday, hopefully with a win in the bag. But even if there's no win in the bag, we'll still be back here next Thursday
Yeah,
to come and talk
definitely.
about
Yeah.
whatever has happened.
Yeah.
It's been real. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and see you next week.
Peace.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there. To the